Hello and welcome to our second programme for Q Vision, where we look at news and events in and around the area.
We look at exotic meats that are intended for the food chain.
Are you fighting fit or do you need a gym near you?
And we take a quick look behind the scenes of our live studio production.
Recently, meat products from national supermarkets and restaurants have found to contain horse meat, which is not part of the ingredients. But would you choose to eat ostrich or even zebra? We head to Tucker's Exotic Meat, where burgers and steaks are a cut above the rest.
In Kingston Market, there are a range of high-quality produce, ranging from fruit, vegetables and baked goods. One stall that stands out within the marketplace is Tucker's Exotic Meats, known for its extravagant menus and food challenges.
My name's Pete Atkinson and I'm the owner of Tucker's Exotic Meats. We sell exotic game meats mainly from Africa, such as ostrich, buffalo, zebra, springbok, wildebeest. The business has been running for just over 2 years and we've been here for a year. We've worked at loads of music and food festivals, we've done events at London Zoo, we've done Wakestock, Why Not Music Festival, Southern Sounds, this year looking at Glastonbury Festival.
Okay, so my name's Tom Wharton and I'm the manager at Tucker's in Kingston. Well, I mean, it wasn't something I knew a lot about before I started working here, but obviously Peter, the owner, we'd been to school together. So he called me up one day and said, did I want to move down to London and help him out with his exotic meat business. 18 months later, I'm still here. Yeah, so we get a really wide, varying range of customers. You know, it can be, we get a lot of younger customers. They get really interested in the different types of meat, which is great because I think, sometimes you get a lot of children actually dragging their parents in, and rather than going to McDonald's to get a Happy Meal or, a 99p burger, they come here to try something a bit different.
My name's Kingston University and I'm a student at Kingston University. I found out about Tucker's Exotic Meats whilst I was coming past in the market when I was going to uni last year. I thought it was really amazing to see so many different foods from around the world. When I'm here, I tend to get myself a pastrami sandwich. It's not one of the exotic meats, but I really like the flavour. I'm really interested in trying the crocodile here. It's something I've never heard of before being sold around here, so I'm going to give that a go next time. I've heard briefly about the Tucker's Challenge. I don't think I'll be able to do it all by myself, but if somebody paid for me to do it, I'd give it a go.
Well, inspired by Man vs Food, me and Pete decided one day that it was time for Tucker's to have a food eating challenge. We came up with the idea of doing a beef steak, and he said he could get us a 64 ounce beef steak to do for the challenge. So the challenge became 64 ounce rump steak and a basket of wedges in 45 minutes. No one's managed it. Quite often I think people are quite surprised by how much it is. They think they'd be able to do it, but they're not as good as they think. But yeah, I think to be honest, from what I've seen, speed's the key. Get as much down as you can before your body realises you're full. But yeah, hopefully one day something will do it.
You can't be sick. If you're sick, it's game over. Rule number 2, you can't leave the table. Rule number 3, you have to eat everything on the plate apart from the fat. And I'll decide what's the fat and what isn't the fat. Rule number 4, if you're sick, don't be sick in that bin over there. 2, 1.
Delicious meat, but as I delve into it, I seem to feel as if I'm not going to complete this challenge at all, but I'm not out of it yet, so.
Crazy, I can't believe you're eating it so early on.
In the morning.
In the morning.
Yeah, it's quite mad, isn't it?
I didn't know wedges are. There's so many wedges.
It's not going to eat the chips either.
Well, you've got to eat all the chips.
Got to eat everything. I had a dream last night. I woke up and next to the board of losers and their pictures, you just saw me, the lone winner. Dreams are just dreams, eh? Dreams are just dreams. Yeah, I'm going on that loser board. I've got 5 minutes left, and I chewed through the first steak pretty fast. The second steak is in pieces, all on my plate, and I still have this final steak to get through, so it's not going to happen, guys.
Right, time's up. It's a great fight.
Oh. So I failed the challenge. Out of 64 ounces, I managed to eat about 44, and that's 2/3. So this is what I have left from the challenge.
Many students go to Tuckers and they try to eat about a 2 kilogram steak in a competition. Doesn't sound very healthy. Do you think it will harm them?
Well, it's unlikely that for the average person will actually be able to eat those 2 kilograms. So the average person, in terms of what they may feel afterwards, maybe it's just slight indisposition, they may feel some indigestion, some nausea, but it's the same thing as one would feel after having any heavy meal. So obviously we shouldn't do that very often because it risks potentially obesity, for example.
Okay, what do serious food competitors do to improve their chances in food competitions?
Now there's quite a few famous competitions, most of them happening in the United States. Someone attempting to compete such a trial, normally what they do is they spend quite a bit of time eating those foods that they will eat in the competition so that they get used to the idea. They try to find ways to enhance chewing and swallowing of those foods as well. So for example, if they eat a lot of bread, they may dunk it in water to allow it to go down much quicker. Other tricks they do is they sometimes try to drink 7 to 8 liters of water or milk in one go to try and expand the walls of the stomach as well. They may eat raw rice and drink very warm water as well, again to help expand the size of the stomach. During the competition itself, they normally have to drink quite a bit of water because the mouth gets quite dry, and they always stand because standing and moving around allows the food to settle down quicker in the stomach as well. That enhances that chances that they will actually be able to finish the competition.
Okay, and now these exotic meats, are they good for you?
Well, some of these meats, if you're looking at things like ostrich, buffalo, zebra, crocodile, reindeer, they tend to have fat contents which are about 20 to 25% of what you tend to find on, for example, chicken and turkey. So again, very low amounts of fat. Where we're looking at things like pork and beef, they probably have about 10 to 15 grams of fat. So in that sense, they're possible suitable alternatives to our lean meats. Where we would get them from, they would have to be imported most likely, and they'll very likely be very expensive because we don't have, for example, as many zebras as we have, for example, cows in the UK. And also in terms of how green they are, it is quite likely that something like zebra will be much greener than a cow because of the amount of methane that the cows produce as well.
Okay, well thank you Dr Pedro Barra for coming down to the studio.
In our fast-moving world, we always have so much more to do and so little time to do it in. Sport and fitness is quite often one of the first luxuries that gets dropped in place of work and other social activities, but this can have a detrimental effect on our health. How do gyms try to attract clientele through their doors to keep us all fit?
Owner of Ilford-based gym is Andrew Harvey, who explains the unique benefits of Synergy Fitness.
Synergy Fitness was set up to offer a broad spectrum of facilities to the general public. We've been open about 5 or 6 weeks now, and what we offer is gym facilities which has state-of-the-art cardio equipment. We have a full free weight section. We have cafeteria facilities to cater for healthy food when people finish their training, selling shakes and everything that's associated with replenishment. In addition to that, we have 120 square metres of matted area upstairs, which we use as a studio for martial arts.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is one of the fastest growing traditional martial arts in the world. Here at Synergy Fitness, they have a black belt instructor who moved to the UK from Brazil to teach this art.
Hello, my name is Alan Siqueira. I'm black belt from Brazil, and I've been training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for the last 20 years, and I'm head instructor from Synergy Fitness. Okay, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is start for self-defense first of all, and the grades develop what's most important now being used in mixed martial arts. It's a groundwork, ground submission. Now is, I believe, is the most complete martial arts or sport in the combat, because we involve takedowns, throats, submissions, mobilizations, gi and no gi. And it's very good for your body, for your spirit, because it involves a lot of flexibility, stamina, strength, and technique. The most important is technique. That's why it takes a long time to be a black belt. Take a long time, minimum 80 years to be a black belt. To not just to know the technique, but to know how to apply in the right moment and in the right time. That's how sometimes people say, this ground is very easy, but it's not that easy. To be a perfect in the ground is a lot of hard work, it's a lot of training, a lot of dedication.
Here at Synergy Fitness, having an international expert as part of the gym facilities have drawn a wider variety of clientele to the gymnasium.
We're now joined in the studio with Ian Jennings, the sports manager. Why is it important to keep active?
Well, for me to be active, it's about the social interaction and the friends you make. And as a product of that, or using the gym or playing sport, you will get health benefits, lose weight or lower heart rate or de-stressed or a calmer disposition.
Now, do you think you have to be good at sport to do it?
Well, the programme we offer here at Kingston University is for all levels. So you can use a gym, or you could go to a fitness class, or you could do taster sessions in things like handball or badminton or Australian rules football even. Or you can go right through to the competitive teams or compete for the country, the national students. Yeah. So we try and cater for all levels at this university. That's
good. Do you recognise high performance athletes?
We do. We have a sports performance programme, and that's we've got 20 students on that at the moment. And that basically helps aspiring athletes to sort of balance their academic commitments. In fact, next Wednesday we have a student workshop, student and staff workshop, where we've invited Martine Wright, who's a survivor of the 7/7 bombings, to talk about bring our inspirational story to the uni, and talk about how she competed in the Paralympics last year in sitting volleyball. And that will be aimed at our performance athletes and for all students and staff at the university.
Great. Thank you very much for joining us, Ian.
That's a pleasure.
Since the 2009 recession, many historic pubs and free houses have been shut down. Lots of businesses have had to change their premises to react to the current climate in order to survive. The Halfmoon pub in Putney has brought itself back to the near bankruptcy and is now celebrating the 50th anniversary of its music venue. Here's India Bell from Rhodes with their story.
Situated near the banks of the Thames at Putney Bridge, it has been entertaining patrons with the very best in live music for decades, and this year it celebrates its 50th anniversary. Welcome to the Halfmoon. I'll take a look at what makes this place so unique and how it has been able to withstand the recession. The Halfmoon Putney is one of London's longest running and most respected live music venues. Since 1963, some of the biggest names in the music world, including U2 and The Who, have performed here. We spoke to the manager about the history and where it stands now. Can you tell me a bit about what makes this place so unique?
There have been so many people who've played here over the years who've gone on to play bigger venues and some really big names as well. So we're pretty unique in that way, but also we're still a pub gig as well, and I think that's what's nice. It's only a small room, you can come and have a few beers in the pub before, something to eat, so it's a really nice, relaxed gig.
In autumn 2009, with the recession hitting, takings fell by 20% and the cost of rent doubled. The Halfmoon fell into serious debt. Landlords Young's Brewery decided to shut down the live music element of the venue and turn it into a fully fledged gastropub. Threatened with closure, the campaign to save the Halfmoon attracted many high-profile supporters, keen to save it from going the same way as other historic venues like the Marquee Club and the Crawdaddy Club. In December 2009, it was announced that it was to be saved and remain in business as a live music venue. What was done to save the venue?
Harry Hill, the comedian, was really good to come and do a couple of nights. He brought a band down as well. Ocean Colour Scene came to play, Nick Harper, lots and lots of people who've played here over the years really lent their support. So with the petition and the amount of artists that played, it showed the brewery what a successful place it could be.
What does the Halfmoon mean to the local community?
I think a lot of people are very proud to have such a famous venue on their doorstep. And it's still really accessible for people as well. You know, you can spend a tenner and you can see something really good.
During the day, the Halfmoon serves as an elegant and pleasant gastropub, serving great dishes like beer battered cod with chips and mushy peas, and the Halfmoon burger served on a brioche bun. But it's at night when the Halfmoon really comes alive. I'm here at Sessions, a night of live music showcasing up-and-coming artists from different genres. I sat down with the artists to ask them what the Halfmoon means to them.
To play in a venue in London where they're bothered about the music and everyone has... The bands are sick, they're so good. The music's it's always suited to what we do. They're actually picking the bands, and it wouldn't be like that if it hadn't been around so long, if they didn't have pride in what they did.
Do you think that people like U2 and all these bands played here, it's quite intimidating?
Yeah, being on a stage knowing that the Stones have been on there as well, it's very cool, but it's like, hold on a minute, this is big.
The last time I played here, which was the first time I'd been here, some people who've never seen me before got involved in a bit of a Twitter campaign to get us on radio too, which paid off. My mind was blown after that.
I love playing at this venue, and it's not just a pub with a microphone in the corner. It's a proper live music venue, it's venues like this that provide artists like me with somewhere to perform. Because if there weren't venues like this, what would I do? Where would I go? And that's why it's so amazing.
It's had its ups and its downs, but the Halfmoon has reached half a century, acting as a gateway to some of the most influential musicians of all time. And who knows, the next big star in music could pass through these doors to begin their journey.
Hope you have enjoyed our first edition of Q Vision. We hope to have many more programmes in the future, but we have now sent India to find out who's behind the making of this programme.
I'm here behind the scenes showing you, wherever you may be watching, how this programme has been made. We have sound, we have graphics, auto-script, timings and vision mixing. Susan is the director of the programme. Susan, tell me, how did all this come about?
Well, in one of our third year modules, we have media technology students, television video technology students, and communication systems students. And they all have to get together and work in groups to make short films that are about news or items of interest. And we thought we'd take it a little bit further and just build it all into a programme. We're lucky enough to have a lot of the facilities here to do that. And now that we've got the auto script and be able to make our own running orders, this has been an awful lot easier, but there's still a few gremlins.
And what are the plans for the future?
Well, we hope that all these skills are very professional skills that all these people could use in industry. So we hope next year, we will do this a little bit more often, and then we'll embed these employable skills so that the students can learn more about this a little bit earlier on. And hopefully broadcast maybe once a week or maybe once a month. It would be really good to do.
That's brilliant. Thank you, Susan. Now that's enough from me here in the gallery. Now back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you for spending the last 20 minutes with us. We'll be back soon with more from Kingston and the community.